All right. Hi, I'm Sudara from melatonin.dev, and this is part 2 of the Sine Machine walkthrough. Today we are looking at envelopes, which is the second tab on the synth. We just came from volumes, which is the first. Volumes is, to recap, just like kind of like the EQ or the max volume that a harmonic can be when it emits. And envelopes is what we're doing over time. And it's kind of like the big picture shape of the note. The next tab, trem, will give us like detail within that note, but here we're just designing what the overall shape is. So at the top, we have a visualizer. It's showing what's happening to each harmonic. It's linear. So above me is a spectrogram, and that'll show it logarithmically. So it'll look a bit different. It's curved, whereas what we have is straight. But yeah, this is just basically organized this way to show you what the heck is going on with the first 36. And you might have heard me on the first part talk about why we care more about the lower harmonics. Is because that's where the bulk of the volume is, and also we don't know how many harmonics you'll have in a note. So, it depends on what note you play. A low note will have hundreds. The visualizer also takes into account that first page, so that's useful to know. So the offset on the envelopes is basically how much time before the harmonics come in. One of my favorite things, actually, this is real basic Sine Machine stuff, but I just love dripping in those harmonics. One of my favorite things to do. So I could just do that all day and be happy. But if you want other shapes, you can click this details button and you can change which direction things are coming from. Different shapes. You got 5 presets here. You can change the curve of things. You can say you only want the odds or the evens to go through this kind of pattern or whatever. And that will apply, it's the same thing for every part of the envelope. We have a normal envelope here of attack, delay, decay, sustain, release. All of that is pretty self-explanatory. I think one unique thing for sustain is just you're deciding, how much volume you have at the sustain part. So these icons look a bit different. But yeah, the only other weird thing is maybe with hold. If we go back to just our init. So I said I really like having the harmonics drip in with this offset thing. Hold is the opposite of that. So it lets the harmonics drip out. So after you let go, they drip out. And that's a bit different than the role that hold often plays in ADSRs. Usually it's between like decay and sustain. But here I just really wanted the opposite of offset because I love dripping in, I love dripping out. Let me do it. So that's why it's there. I think that's about it. I think maybe we'll show you one-shot mode, which is just, if you have a decay sound here, as long as you're holding them down, they'll decay. If you're interrupting the notes, you'll get no tail. You have to actually add some release. But let's say you have like offset up. You really have to hold down these notes all the time to get it to play through. If you want it to play through without holding down the note, hit one shot. Just a quick and easy way to get it to, force the entire envelope to play. The other interesting thing here is relative mode. This might be the most tough thing in Sine Machine to wrap your brain around. If you're having trouble with it, do not worry. It is not you. It is the fact that it's inherently complicated. Plus, I don't know, It's just a bit quirky. But basically, we showed you these shapes, right? Like these different shapes. Well, what if you want the odds to go like this and the evens to go like that? Or what if you want a different kind of shape? That's what relative mode is for. So, you know, if we want our odd harmonics to come in this way, well, if we select odd, it's going to stick the evens down at the bottom because it doesn't know what you want to do with them, right? So every time you click around this UI, it's redoing the shape, right? Like it's erasing what's there and redoing it. Well, sometimes you don't want to erase what's there. Sometimes you want to make a more complicated shape. So that's when you would hit relative mode. So let's say I want my evens to be coming in, you know, high to low like that. You know, now you have this kind of fun shape that you wouldn't be able to get just out of the box. So relative mode is a way of, creating these really fun shapes. You can do things like scrunch a shape down if you like it, but you want it shorter or whatever, or the other way around. So have fun with that. And also, you might, it might produce unexpected results. One thing to note is like when you move down, it's going to be proportionally squishing things. When you move up, it's going to be adding things. So it's like, it might behave slightly crazy, but that's on purpose because it gives you the most flexibility of shapes. A lot of the cool presets were made using relative mode or using this other route, which is this advanced mode, where you can sort of individually change the gain of like single harmonics. You can do that for the first 36. You can change their ADSR completely. Here you can also like undo changes, which is useful. Please note that if you do like put in like custom changes and then you come back here and you like move the slider, it's gonna immediately force them back into whatever setting that you have here. So you have to click either keep relative mode set so that any changes are relative to what you have, or you have to not touch the sliders for now. And I think that's it. If you're into this sort of thing, like pain or science, this spreadsheet view is great, but I think most people won't really need it. With that, we'll go on to the third section, which is trem. Let me know in the comments here if you have any questions about envelopes.